Will the New Jersey Devils continue to struggle without Jack Hughes? We will find out today here on the Friday slate, guys. Welcome into Puck Time on WagerTalk TV. Not as smooth of an intro as Andy Lang is with his, but we are here on a Friday. Wings, Hurricanes, Devils, Blue Jackets, Wild, and Panthers. Look forward to talking about these games. And again, finding out if some of these teams that are slumping can snap out of their streaks. I've got Carmine. I've got Andy Lang with me. We're going to break down these games, have best bets, as well as the 6 in 60 segment at the end of the show. Carm has some games to look ahead for on the Saturday NHL slate. Carm, what's going on for you, man? Any thoughts on Thursday's slate? And what are your thoughts on Wings and Canes?
I was tweeting out on Thursday night. I usually don't spend a lot of time on the X or Twitter or whatever they call it now, but I was tweeting out while watching that Leafs game. It was the last game of my card for my clients, and I was looking to go 3-1 on the night with the Leafs. And I was joking around about the Leafs. They found a new way of playing. Let's not blow a 2-goal lead by actually giving up the first 2 goals in a game. Came back and won that one. And Andrew, I think I saw your tweet. The first star of that game in Calgary wasn't Austin Matthews with his hat trick. It was the people upstairs that work in the video review for the Leafs. They somehow saw that the puck glanced in the offensive zone off of a player's glove and went to another player's glove on the Calgary Flames. And a rule's a rule. It's whether it's a slight glance or it's a hand pass, it's considered hits the glove, goes to a player, it's considered a hand pass, and it's reviewed. And they're 18 of 19 this season, the Leafs, with their challenges of goals. So at least they lead the league in one category at the very least. But kudos to the Leafs. They gave me a 3-1 night. I'm happy about that, and a huge weekend ahead. So I'm really looking forward to it. But we got Detroit and Carolina. We cashed on Detroit last time out in Florida. I think it was in Florida. We cashed with them plus 175. Can they get the win in Carolina? I'm not so sure. Carolina came off that the road trip. Their first game back wasn't the greatest, but this is a team that's playing extremely well right now, and they're extremely well off of losses at home this season. 6-1 in games following a loss at home, and the loss last time out. So you pretty much know where I'm going here. Now, how do you play this? This is one of those ones where, because the money line is a little high, maybe not go regulation here. This is one where you sort of split. If you're playing, like, let's say 4 units on the game, you split it up between the the Carolina money line and the Carolina puck line that's at plus money, and you basically bring that the overall money line down. Obviously, you can end up with a push. They win the game, whether it's in regulation or OT. If they win in OT, they're not covering the puck line, of course. You're pretty much going to finish even on the night, but you're not laying that vig as well too on a 4% unit. So I think that's the way to go here. They didn't look, like I said, they didn't look great in that last game against the LA Kings, but their 2 preceding games were very good. They win at home against the Pittsburgh Penguins, who are playing some very good hockey right now. And before that, they did what they were supposed to do. They spanked the Anaheim Ducks. So 3 games at home on this current homestand of theirs. I think they get a win here against a Detroit team that's probably feeling really good about that win last time out for them. And they're a streaky team, as I mentioned, which is why I took that plus 175 with them. But the Canes are a different team, and they're a very good team at home. I don't think they're going to lose 2 in a row. So give me the Canes here. Let's split up the bet between the puck line and the money line and see what our good friend Andy Lang has to say about this one.
Thanks, Carm. I like Alex DeBrincat under 2.5 shots on goal. He's been pretty cold here in this category. He's gone under in 6 out of 7 games. What worries me, he has 2 games in a row with 0. That's obviously not sustainable, but it just kind of speaks to a little bit of a funk that he's in. And it's Carolina, number 1 defense allowing shots on goal. They allow about 26 per game. So you got a player that's not doing well with shots on goal going up against the number 1 uh, team allowing shots on goal. And then I'm going Hurricanes under 3.5 goals. This is a Detroit team that has not allowed 3 goals in 8 straight games, including their last 5 on the road. They've been getting it done on the road and at home, and this is a Carolina team that hasn't gone over in 3 out of 4 games. Not real strong plays on this one because it's a short card, and I'm always worried about kind of accidentally forcing plays on a short card, like when there's only a few games and you're like, well, I wouldn't normally bet this one if there was like 12 games tonight, but I do like to break it under, and I like the Hurricanes under. I feel like I'm the under guy now. I'm constantly just betting on guys to not perform well, rooting for guys to fail. But last night was glorious. Customer Appreciation Day, we went 2-0, and our players to not have a prop, and it was beautiful. When you bet on a guy to not have a prop and he sucks so bad that he gets benched for the entire third period, that is just like music to my ears, baby. Had a horrible, we're talking about Kuzmenko for Vancouver. He had a horrible turnover. They just didn't play him the entire third period. Took him off the power play and everything. So that's a 17-5 run in the NHL for me. So really happy about that. Probably not in play tonight within official plays, but tomorrow is a loaded card in NHL, as you guys know. So looking forward to tomorrow's card.
Andy,
Love the fact,
every NHL,
Andrew.
he's the number 1 hater for every
I love
NHL player. Their number 1 hater.
I love it. No, I love it. He's like, I like these guys who aren't performing well. It's like Andy's got his own clinic. Listen, do you suffer from EDD? If you do, and you're not performing well at home, come to our clinic and we will make you feel welcome while you continue to not perform well for the rest of the season. Andy's EDD. That should be your new promo code next week. EDD30. You get $30
Well, I don't
off
want to
a
fix
7-day
him.
all access.
I don't want to fix him. I want him to keep sucking. I want him to keep not performing. I want him to low expectations. We don't want overachievers. We want underachievers over here. So I like betting against people. You know, one of my best friends, he actually told me my biggest weakness in life is my faith in people. He's like, you're just too positive. You just believe in people. I was like, it's like one of the oddest things anyone's ever said to me. And now here I am making loads of money betting against people to fail. What a life.
just literally putting like good hard-earned units on guys to play awful. I love that. But speaking of which, Andy, you know what? I had a comment yesterday on the YouTube, and I can't remember their name right now, but I have to appreciate it. He said Andrew just wants everybody to win, and I appreciate that because I'm always trying to find a way. Okay, you have the team total, you got the puck line, I've got the first period number, and it's true. Like, why are we all going to be here on the show? If it's possible, I want us all to win, you know, unless we're directly head to head, then I want us all to be able to make money. And I love it. Andy, I think you should start a social media segment. I know you don't want to give away too many free plays. Just literally called looking like, I don't know, guys to have bad days, or like just something like that. Like, just literally, because you think about it, every single TikToker and social media guy that does picks and props, they go on and talk about how great this guy's going to be. Austin Matthews will score. You should go on with like this gloomy music and be like, this guy's going to have a bad day. This guy's going to have a horrible day at the office. I think that'd be pretty funny. But I like the under overall in this one. You mentioned the team total under there. I like the under overall. You have seen, what's kind of funny is if you look at the Detroit Red Wings, 4 of the last 5 have gone over. 4 of the last 5 have gone under. And for Carolina, 7 of the last 10 have gone over, which you think, looking at both these teams, guys, it should be separate. I mean, Carolina is the team known for being defensive at low scoring, but they're going over. Detroit known for being a little bit sloppier, but for them, they're actually shutting things down. But as Carm mentioned, that game that Carolina most recently played against Los Angeles, which blows my mind, that's the game that LA breaks their losing streak against. I don't understand how that's the game they snap out of it against, but they're going to want to get back on track. And getting the last change is always crucial here for this Carolina team. Detroit's obviously still without Patrick Kane. That's a huge loss. And, you know, I honestly don't even remember what the exact injury is, but that's what comes when you sign someone that just came off of surgery and hasn't played in quite some time. I think that, it probably would have been a minus 1,000 bet for the guy to be on the injury, books for at least some period of time during this season for just how old he is. And, they're hoping they can make the playoffs and he can be a big star for them there. But Carolina wants to get back to playing defensive. Some of the quotes out of the locker room for them is they're playing way too up and down. They're not playing their game. And usually I hate when players, whether it's even baseball, basketball, especially football, when you say, I want to play my game, because you're like, well, what the hell is your game? Tell us what that game is. But we all know Carolina's game. It's really trapping the neutral zone, making things hard for their opponent to get in. And I feel like for me, Detroit's defense, I think, can actually transition into this game. And this could be a real big low scoring battle. How often do we see 6.5s in Carolina games? To me, it's kind of a sell high spot really on the Hurricanes with their totals. I think we get back to seeing sixes with them sooner than later. And this 6.5 is a number that I'm comfortable with to go towards the under. So hoping for a defensive game here. The last time I gave out an under on a Friday, though, there were like no goals after 2 and the game ended with 8 goals. That was last Friday with you guys. So hope maybe I should just jump on the first period under. But I'm looking for some defensive hockey in this one, guys. Let's keep things moving to the Devils and the Blue Jackets. Andy, I mentioned, without Jack Hughes, how different this Devils team has been. And, you and I were speaking about another team earlier you'll touch on later that struggles right now without their key player and their superstar. How do you feel about this Devils and Jackets matchup?
Well, I'm actually going to be rooting for good things to happen in this game. I think we're going to see a lot of goals. So I'm going to do a same game parlay on this one. And last week we brought up that category, both teams to score at least 2 goals, and we were successful with that. I think this is a really good spot to use that as a starting spot to build our same game parlay. It's about minus 260. Blue Jackets have given up 19 goals in their last 4 games. Nice defense. Opponents of the Devils have scored 2 or more goals in 14 out of 15 games. So you've got 2 teams that just aren't really doing a lot of good goaltending and good defense. So I'm going to start with there. And then I'm going to take Bratt to have a point. That's minus 230. So you parlay these together and you get minus 130. This is kind of weird. Bratt has not had a point in 2 games in a row. So I went back and looked. He has not gone 3 games in a row without a point this entire season. So I don't want to say it's like, well, he's due, but when you look at the trends, it's not going to go too many games in a row without having a point. Columbus is now tied for second worst in goals allowed with Ottawa. Of course, the San Jose Sharks, the undisputed king of giving up goals. But I think it's a great night for a lot of goals, and I want to take advantage of that. So we'll take both teams to score at least 2 goals, and just for Bratt to have a point. That's the same game parlay around minus 130.
Great price on that. Great price for 2 teams that should come together and get some goals. So, and Bratt, I think he'll step up tonight as well. But when you look at this team, Carm, who's the guy that can take him to the next level? Andy looking towards Bratt. But, without Hughes, they have looked like a little bit of a different team. What do you think here tonight?
Yeah, which kind of surprises me how they went into Florida and beat the Panthers. But we're going to talk about the Panthers shortly. Sometimes when I look at games, just as I'm starting, the first thing that comes to my mind is, what do you want to focus on this game? And then I started looking at the numbers of what I wanted to focus on, which was, we always talk about on the show the Devils' first period numbers, and that's normally at home. At home, the Devils have, in 21 home games, and I know they're on the road. I'll get there in a second. At home, 21 home games, 2 wins, 9 losses, 10 pushes on the two-way money line. And normally the Devils are favorites at home and favorites in that first period. So you're losing money taking the Devils. You're making money taking whoever they're playing at home in that first period. 19 of 21 times you either got a win or a push, and the 2 times you lost, you had an even money ticket. Well, on the road, it's a complete opposite for the Devils. 10 wins, 4 losses, 7 pushes, up 6.15 units, um, the first period money line. Now you're laying $1.50 tonight on the first period money line, but you can't look away from numbers that are profitable, and this is a profitable one. Columbus, what's Columbus at home on the season? They in 24 home games, they are 9-9-6 on the first period two-way money line at home. Even at 9 wins, 9 losses, and 6 pushes, they're still profitable because it's Columbus and because a lot of the times they're playing teams where they are a dog at home. So 2.7 units. I'd rather go with the much more profitable New Jersey Devils in this spot and take them in the first period on the two-way puck line and the two-way money line. And I'll lay the $1.50 juice on this one. Let's get out of the first period with a lead, and I can switch it to something else.
I love those trends you've been following, Carmen. They've been working ever since you pointed that out to me about the Devils at home. It's kind of just weird. I don't have any other word for it. I find it so strange how teams are so different on the road or at home or in certain scenarios. Like, we notice these streaks, and sometimes it's like, okay, yeah, well, we notice a streak. We'll see if it keeps on going. But the weather has been the first period full game. This team has not only been a better team on the road overall, they've been more of an over team on the road. 5 of their last 7 road games have gone over. 6 of the last 8 against Columbus have gone over the total. And as much as I keep talking about the Hughes absence, they have been creating more offense. And what's funny is teams actually seem to get better as time goes on without those key players because they begin to get used to it. The chemistry gathers. Guys are filling slots. They're playing different roles in the power play, top line minutes, PK, things like that. All kinds of things change. And when you have time to settle in, it's why a lot of times you want to stay away from games across all sports when a top player goes out the next game or even the game after that. You want to wait to see what they look like a few games afterwards. And this Columbus team gets Captain Boone Jenner back after quite extended time out with injury. Sounds like they didn't rush him back whatsoever. They definitely wanted to take their time with him, make sure he's good to go. Obviously, good chance Columbus probably will not make the playoffs, so there's no need to rush this guy and risk any health problems with him. But him getting back will certainly help them. He's a guy that shoots the puck a ton. His shot attempt numbers are always super high, and I like the over as well. So I think it's a good game for some same-game parlay action, a good game to look towards some prop bets. And I'm going to look once again at Tyler Toffoli over on his 2.5 shots on goal number. This is one of those ones where I don't have a lot of information for streaks to tell you guys. Actually, look at long term, this is a losing prop to go over. But without Hughes and with him getting added minutes, with him being out there on the power play, with him playing more, it's a good opportunity. And this Columbus team gives up a ton of shots, guys. So I think over 2.5 for Tyler Toffoli on his shot prop is a really good one. And I will have another shot prop actually in my best bet segment for today. Guys, I want to mention Super 20, great promo code still available to use for Andy, Carmine, or myself. It takes 20% off any package over at WagerTalk.com. Could be a 3-day, could be a 7-day, could be 30, 90, whatever you want. Also applicable for certain sport packages as well. So obviously the weekend is upon us, and there's all kinds of sports this weekend, including college hoops, pro hoops, hockey, UFC, and of course, we're all pumped up for the NFL playoffs. So if you guys want some packages and don't want to just buy a pack individually, make sure you use that promo code SUPER20 and take 20% off. And while you're here, guys, on the video, while I'm asking you favors, hit the like button. Let us know you're having a good time, you enjoy the content, and you like being here with us on PuckTime. We like having you, and all the comments yesterday. I messaged Carm. We really did appreciate that. Carm, any closing comments on this one, and then we can get to Minnesota and Florida?
Yeah, listen, the comments are always good. You told me there was like a ton of comments. I went and maybe there were good comments for you. I had a couple of comments. One guy says I talk too slow, that he's got to increase the speed to 1.75. Sorry, man. And I responded to that
Didn't
with
see that.
sorry that I had to do like a year. I think it was yesterday. Who knows? Maybe my brain That so I literally commented with like, yeah, man, sorry, my 6 months of neuro rehab and 1 year of speech therapy doesn't have me talking as quick as you would like me to. Anyways, and then some other guy was like, he goes, "Oh, I love fading Carm's props, basically props that are like 28 and 22 on the season, profitable, but he fades them and he's 6-2. So he somehow finds only the ones that he likes to fade. Anyways, with that said, come on, guys. Try and be a better version of yourself each and every day. That is my motto for today for you guys. If you're an asshole, then you missed it today. Try and be a better version of yourself each and every day. Andrew, no additional thoughts on this game. I agree with you guys. I think there's going to be goals in this game. Hopefully, we see some early from New Jersey so they win that first period. And like I said, and then I can switch it to something else. Maybe this Minnesota and Florida game that we are going to discuss now.
Yeah, I was sending it over to you for your thoughts, Carm. We go ahead if you're ready to go, or I can give it to Andy.
I'm so slow that I didn't pick that up. Okay, listen.
Give it back to
Sometimes,
me.
Andrew, you got to take like a square approach to looking at a game, and I've taken this is about as square an approach to this game as I'm going to take. I look at Florida, 3 straight home losses for this team, but they're playing well. They've run into teams like the Detroit Red Wings, who played extremely well in that game. And you've got to play 60 minutes against these teams that are up and down the ice. So 13-2-6 at home this season. Very good. Andy is making me laugh here. He's got the incoming square play up on the screen. 13-2-6 for Florida at home. Minnesota's on a back-to-back. They lose last night in Tampa. And do you know how bad that game was? They lose 7-3. Tampa scored almost as many times as Andy did on his prom night, but the analytic numbers were 3.58 to 2.44 for Tampa Bay, which tells you in the high danger chances, 11 each, shots on goal, 31-30. It tells you that Minnesota played bad defensively. Their goaltending was not there. The Tampa outperformed their XG numbers by a big amount. Minnesota on the second of a back-to-back, 1 win, 4 losses, actually 6 losses, but 4 in regulation, 2 in the OT. This is a back-to-back for them. They're 7-2-12 on the road this season. Only the Sharks and the Blackhawks in the Western Conference have a worse record than Minnesota on the road. Square play incoming. Florida Panthers tonight, and I'll take them in regulation. Andy, what do you got?
It's crazy is I actually had that written down, Panthers in regulation, so it truly is an incoming square play. So I agree with everything that you said, and listen, the square plays don't always lose. Sometimes they're obvious for a reason. If you're looking for a prop, yeah, you're still getting plus money on Sam Reinhart to score a goal. We like the Panthers to play well against a Minnesota team that is just really terrible. I mean, their last 2 wins have been to the Islanders and the Blue Jackets. But this is a guy that scored a goal in 8 straight games. Still getting plus money here. I don't know what more they need to see from Sam Reinhart to lower this into the minus money. If his name was Connor McDavid, he'd be, minus 200. But you're still getting really good price on him. They've juiced his shots on goal to like minus 160. He's gone over, what is it, like 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 11. So I know his shots on goal is good, but I prefer to take the plus money on Reinhart to have a goal here tonight.
That's a good bet. I mean, the guy is playing unbelievable. Man, I want to know what his next contract's going to be. It'll probably be pennies to what anybody in any other sport gets. But as far as NHL numbers, he's going to get the bag. I think Reinhardt's been really impressive. Guys, I would not be shocked to see Florida go on another huge run this year in the playoffs. A lot of times it's hard to see teams repeat, but they're looking really strong right now, looking really deep. And a team that I want to have my money on, especially off 2 losses. Andy was talking earlier, the do factor is not really something you like to use, especially with, props or team totals, different things like that. But man, This to me is good opportunity. You got a Wild team that plays like a whole different team on the road versus at home, especially defensively. Games are a lot more high scoring. They've now seen 6 straight losses for them where they've given up at least 4 goals, guys. So the team total over is minus 120 to the over 3.5 for this Panthers team. Forget about the minus $2 on this one. If the Florida Panthers win this game, they will score 4 goals. Yesterday, I cashed the Bruins team total over as my best bet on the show. We had a little bit of a bumpy road with the team totals, but I'm staying strong with them. This is one I really do like, comfortable with it, usually like the plus money, but minus 120 is fine with me on this one here for the Florida Panthers. Look at this Minnesota team. Give up 7 yesterday against Tampa. Give up 6 against Arizona, 4 against Philly, 7 against Dallas, 4 against Dallas. This is a team, when they lose, they give up goals, guys. It's not like they're losing tight checking, low scoring games by any means. It's quite the opposite. So minus 120, team total over. I think if you like this game, you probably like Florida to get some goals by this Minnesota Wild defense. And also, their penalty kill has been disastrous. I mean, I see all kinds of fans complaining about the referees. You should be. If you're a Wild fan, you should be complaining because they can't penalty kill for anything. In Florida, you're talking about Reinhart and Verhaeghe and some of these guys. They're not really a penalty or power play that you want to let get on the ice too many times. They will make you pay. So my play will be the team total over 3.5 for the Panthers. And it looks like we're all Panthers fans tonight. So we'll find out later on tonight if that's a good thing or a bad thing, that we all are strongly in agreement. Or you guys know what people are going to do. They're going to see the consensus and probably want to go the other way. But I challenge you guys to do it. Go the other way. If you want to fade us, if you want to see the consensus line and go the other way, go ahead and do it. But we all like this Panthers team. So team total for me, regulation for the boys here. Carm, I see you have one more point to make.
No, it's a consensus. So Andy, come on, we need the sign one more time. Can we get that sign up on the screen?
Yeah, this has got
There it
trouble
is.
written
There
all over
it
it
is.
tonight.
Go Panthers.
I
It's a
could just
nightmare
see the
scenario.
comments on tonight's. I could just see the comments on today's video after Minnesota wins like 2-0 in regulation tonight. It is just like the square. You guys are a bunch of squares, but sometimes it's hip to be square, Andrew. So let's get to the 6 and 60, guys. We've been waiting for it, so we are here. Let's see, who do we dedicate it to? Let's dedicate it to Eric Moltzan. Eric, if I pronounce your name wrong, I'm sorry. I pronounce everyone's name wrong. All right, Dan, anytime you're ready, let's hit that clock. All right, Philly and Colorado. Avs 6-0 when coming off a loss and a revenge spot. They lost to Philadelphia at home in December. Let's take the Avs in this one. Ottawa and Winnipeg. The Jets are a profitable 22-15-6 to the under this season. I'm going to take under 6.5 in this one. Vancouver and Toronto. Canucks 15-1-4 at home. Listen, I need to see more wins from the Leafs before I am convinced that they are back. Vancouver minus 136. Calgary and Edmonton over 6.5. Edmonton won the only previous meeting 5-2. You know, Calgary at home is going to want to end that 12-game win streak. We're going to see some goals. And we'll end it with San Jose and Anaheim. Sharks' first game home off a 5-game road trip where they average 1.8 goals per game. Somebody's got to win this game. Might as well be Anaheim. That is your 6 and 60.
The crowd goes wild. The crowd goes wild. Man, that game's awful. You got some cojones on you to bet that one. Jeez, Carm. That is a rough one. I like the analysis there. Somebody has to win. Somebody has to win it.
Andrew, yeah. Do you know why? I finished the 6 and 60 in time? Because that was a 5 and 60. New Jersey Devils, Dallas Stars. I am taking I'm taking the Devils are on a back-to-back. I am taking Dallas first period money line. Dallas first period money line. That is your abridged. Is
Six,
that the right proper word for this? 6 and 60. That was horrible. What a terrible 6 and 60. The guy
six
does
and
5 and 60.
75.
Maybe he does have. That's. I will.
Oh boy.
It's going to reappear later on social media, and I will re-record it with Dan, our producer, because he loves me. I make fun of the Eagles when they lost.
I,
So
I would pay
we're
to
in a good
see
place.
Dan's reaction right now to you saying you're going to re-record that.
Yeah,
Got no
I'm
I'm
sure he
waiting
chance.
wants
for
to
the buzzing in my ears
It is what it
from the
is.
Slack company
I'm sure
Slack.
he
It is
wants.
what it
I'm
is,
sure
he
he wants to
says.
re-record that with you. Oh man,
Yeah.
Andy,
Especially
what's
when he
going on with
fades
you
the
this weekend?
Flyers in game 1. He thinks he fades the
Yes.
Flyers, and I'm going to re-record with him. What is he thinking? Come on,
Yeah.
Carmine.
Oh man, how about those Philadelphia Flyers? Yeah, can't go against Dan's teams, that's for sure. I tried to ride with them last week, didn't really work out for me. Andy, so much going on this weekend, man. Tell us what you have and your best bet for today.
Well, so we have a NFL best bet that is up for the weekend, and I'm really excited about Saturday's card. I wanted to wait for after weigh-ins to put in a UFC play, and I'm glad I did because one of the guys it was involved in a fight I wanted to bet on. He missed weight horribly, but tomorrow's going to be a big day. We're going to have NFL, we're going to have UFC, and we will definitely have NHL, and I'll probably just wrap that up in one pack. So I don't know if I'll be in play tonight. I may take tonight off. I don't see anything great on any of the cards. But let's buckle up and get ready for tomorrow. So we get up tomorrow morning, grab that Saturday pack. There'll be UFC, there'll be NHL, and probably an NFL play in there. 17-5 run in NHL. For the best bet, if you're betting on things not to happen and teams and players not to score, you got to talk about the Blackhawks, these poor Blackhawks team. And this may be the last time we get a decent price on their team total under 2.5. It's minus 165 on DraftKings right now. I talked about this yesterday with Charlie Coyle. The books kept hanging his shots on goal at 1.5. And you were still getting minus 200. And I said yesterday, if he goes over again, the books are going to move it to 2.5. Sure enough, he went over yesterday. So you got to jump on these. And this may be the last time we can play the Blackhawks under. I mean, look at their goal totals. 1-0, 1-2. They finally get 4 in the first game without Bedard. And then since then, 1-1, 1-2-0. And I know they're playing the Islanders, but they scored. They needed a shootout to get to 2 goals against San Jose. So if you can't even get over 2.5 against San Jose, I think you're going to play it under one more time. Look at their schedule coming up. It is so bad after this. They go at Vancouver, at Seattle, at Edmonton, at Calgary. They got a chance against Minnesota, but then Rangers, Vancouver, Pittsburgh. So this may be the last time you're going to get a decent price. Give me the Blackhawks under 2.5 team total. It's minus 165, little juicy. No chance you're going to get this price again if they go under tonight.
Oh, I love fading the Blackhawks. Man, it's crazy. They're already a bad team, and they've got pretty much all their important players injured. Let's keep fading this Blackhawks team. Carm, I know you made some money fading them last night, and here they are on that back-to-back situation. What do you have going this weekend, Carmen? What's your best bet for us?
Yes, some guy in the live chat referred to Andy Lang or said Andy Lang looks like um, what's the talk
Jimmy
show host?
Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel. He says he looks like Jimmy Kimmel, which Andrew makes either you or I Guillermo. I'm gonna guess it's you because Guillermo has hair. I don't. Um, Over 31 units of profit in the NHL the last 30 days. We're on a really good run. Hope to keep it going. A couple plays up for tonight and a big weekend ahead for me across all sports. I'm going to go right back to that play that we discussed right at the end, the square play. I am going to take the Florida Panthers in regulation minus 135. I'm going to look for them to get it done in 60 minutes against a Minnesota team that just aren't very good on back-to-backs and did not look good last night. So give me Florida minus 135 in regulation as your show best bet. Guys, have a great and safe weekend. A ton of sports out there. I hope you guys get the bread.
Unbelievable vibes today on the show. I just want to say that. Great vibes. You can tell it's Friday. We're having a good time, laughing. All kinds of more shows on today's doc here for WagerTalk TV. You got WagerTalk Today, college basketball shows, NBA shows, and all kinds of individual videos you can see as well here on WagerTalk. So, guys, of course, we always appreciate you being here with us on Puck Time. But if you want to check out some other sports as well, as all kinds of more content that's available for you guys to look at. For me, this weekend, we got a prop pack available. Every single prop I release to clients. It's going to be quite the weekend. Passing props, receiving props, touchdown scores. And I finally started betting those INT props. I do have a few of those to look at. NHL, we've got 2 plays for tonight so far. One of them being the best bet I'm going to mention in a few seconds here. And UFC, just one bet I'm looking at for this weekend. If I add anything else, I'll probably tweet it out. Let everybody know what the bet ends up being. But my best bet for today is going to be Seth Jarvis from the Carolina Hurricanes, up and over 2.5 shots on goal. I love betting these shots on goal props when you get a pretty good number here. We're getting minus 120 for a guy that's gone over this number in 8 of his last 10 games. He has been great for them. He's a shoot-first guy. Not much of a passer. When he gets the puck, he knows what he's doing, and he is shooting. This Detroit team, as much as they've played better defensively lately, they are still not a very strong defensive team. They're bottom 5 in shot attempts allowed per game. Let's go with Carolina's Seth Jarvis, up and over 2.5 shots on goal. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you Monday right here on Puck Time.